Hey y'all, what's up? It's your girl Johnnisha. I'm back with another video. Hopefully y'all are excited to see me. My apologies for being consistently inconsistent, but I'm back. So if y'all wondering what this video is going to be about today, I am basically going to be doing a welcome back video, a little update, also putting y'all on what I will be doing from this point on, even though it's basically still the same type of content. So as y'all can see, I am pregnant. I am 9 months pregnant, 36 weeks and 5 days to be exact. Today is April, today is April 29th or April 30th, if it has 30 days. You know what? Today is the last day in the month of April, basically. It is a Friday, so good Friday to y'all folks. But yeah, so I will be coming back with vlogs, cooking videos, monthly updates on the baby, as well as mother videos overall as a whole, because as y'all can see, I am a mother of two, a single mom of two, so y'all be getting all that good content dealing with me and the kiddos. Touching bases on the apartment, what me and Javari said. So we were going through a rough patch. As y'all seen, I was working a lot and just working overall as a whole. I ended up working 2 jobs while me and him was together. And yeah, I was managing, working 2 jobs. We had a deal, even though we were going through stuff, to where it was kind of like, you watch Javari while I go to work. When I get off, you know, I do what I gotta do. And he eventually started slacking. He was not coming home, and he eventually started to not show up to watch Javari for me sometimes, causing me to call out of work. So that made me upset. Packed his stuff, put it outside. He came and got it. He left. Where he went, I don't know, but there were speculations of cheating. Fast forward, ended up finding out that he was cheating on me with a girl that stayed downstairs of our apartment. Told him I knew about it. He told me it was just his sugar mama. Whatever the case is, that was not the case. He was just lying. I ended up finding out he was lying. We did not try to work on stuff. I found out he was lying, and that was it. Once I had proof, that's who he was cheating on me with. That's who he was with. That's who he was staying with. I was done. I was basically pretty much done. And that's just what it was. Yeah. We were going back and forth of who was going to keep the apartment, because both of our names was on the lease. He didn't want to leave. I didn't want to leave because I had Javari. So I'm just like, it makes more sense for you to leave. Just go stay with her in her place. But he wanted his own place. And I was just like, you know what? I'm not going to go back and forth with you no more about it. You can keep this apartment. Move me and Javari stuff out, knock the furniture out. Cut everything off. Once I cut everything off, he was like, you can keep it. And I was like, it's too late now. I cut everything off. I'm not finna pay to get everything cut back on. It's dead. So that's just what it was. Congratulations to them. They're married now. And yeah, basically that's what ended up happening. We co-parent now. We try our best to co-parent, at least. It's not always the best, but when it comes down to co-parenting, there's always bumps and stuff in the road. So what can you really do but just try to keep it at a even common ground is all I could really say about it. So yeah, that was that. Fast forward, y'all have seen that I got into a new situation, or not even situation, I got into a new relationship. And yeah, that was going good at first. I had ended up moving back with my parents for like a month, and then from my parents' house I ended up moving 4 hours away with him. He wanted us to move to a house. He had got me a promise ring. He wanted to get married. He wanted to get a house. He wanted to have a family. All this stuff he said he wanted to do. But that ended up not being the case. I stayed anyways. trying to, you know, work things out, because you know how people say, oh, what you went through in your last relationship, you tend to, or people tend to feel as though that's what's going on in their current relationship, because there was times where he was getting caught up in lies, caught up in not telling me stuff pertaining to him. I'm finding out stuff from other people. Just a bunch of BS, more of the story. And yeah, I stayed anyways, was getting through it. But then, like, I was there with him for what, 4 months? 4 months with him. And yeah, 2 months into me being there, I was trying to come back home because it wasn't working out. He didn't want me to leave. I stayed. People around me was telling me to stay, so I stayed. Tried to leave again. He didn't want me to leave. I stayed. People around me telling me to stay. I stayed. All I'm gonna say, if you want to leave, leave. Don't stay, regardless of what people are saying. Or the person wanting you to stay, don't stay. Because more than likely, your intuition is right. More than likely, it's time to go. Is all I could really say. And yeah, what ended up causing me to just pack me and Javari's stuff and go is we got into an argument, and he was like, I don't want to be with you no more. And I was like, you don't? He was like, no. And I was like, you telling me this thing this is gonna hurt my feelings? It don't. I was like, I've been trying to leave you for what, 2 months now? Boy, that's all you got to say. I was staying because you kept saying you wanted me to stay. But now that I know that you don't want me to stay and the feeling is mutual, let me pack me and my baby stuff and go. So what did I do? Packed me and my son's stuff up, loaded it in my car, well, my SUV, returned my work equipment back to my job because I was working from home. Asked my parents if I could come back. They said yes. And I came back home and called it a day. Was I happy to come home? No, I was not happy to come home. I did not want to come home. But I came home. My parents accepted me. And that's just what it is. I haven't stayed with my parents like this long of a time since I graduated from high school. No, I did go to college for 2 years. And I was supposed to be class of 2020. So it's been a minute since I actually stayed with my parents, especially for this long of a point in time. So far, I've been home for 4 months, almost 5 months. And yeah, it hasn't been going bad. It's been going pretty good. I've been managing. Advice to anybody that doesn't want to go back home, or they're in a situation and they just feel like their pride is just taking over or whatever. If you gotta go back home, go back home. If your family accepts you, let them accept you in open arms. You work, you grind, and you make your way out of it to be back in your own place and back on your feet. But never feel as though you're less of a person or you're less than anybody else just because you're back home staying with your parents. It's life. Life happens. There was times when I was staying with my parents, and yeah, what can you really do about it? It's life. But he does know that I am pregnant. He did want us to work things out, but after everything, all the threats, all the just jealousy problems, the lying, all that stuff, it ain't no going back. And that is for the safety of not only me, but my 2 kids. And yeah, when it comes down to it, it ain't no going back for the safety of me or my kids. So that's just what it is. Hopefully y'all gonna enjoy this content of this single mom life, because your girl gonna be single for a hot minute. As y'all know, well, y'all probably don't know because I was not recording, I was not trying to get into a relationship. I was not looking for a relationship. All I did was say, dang, it's crazy, I'm gonna be single for a minute because I have a child, but I'm fine with that. And it was a swipe up on my Snap, and it went from there. That is how it started. But I was not looking for nothing. I was not trying to get into nothing. I was working 3 jobs on my shit with my own place, with my own car. Let's make that clear. But yeah, hopefully y'all enjoyed this video. Hopefully y'all going to enjoy this content that's going to be coming. I wish I could go into more detail about everything, but due to the fact that it does involve other people, I am not going to go into any more detail about the situations more than what I have already done. Like I said, it is what it is. I had to leave both situations, and that's just what it is. That's just what it is. Never settle, and never feel as though you're not good enough, and never let anybody or anyone control your life. Be happy and live your life to the fullest.